All right, let's dive right in today. We're doing a deep dive into wealth creation and financial freedom.
Okay, sounds good.
You guys sent us some really interesting stuff.
Yeah?
An interview with Dr. Olamide Emmanuel
Interesting.
from the Sell Medicaid podcast on YouTube.
Okay.
And he had some really interesting perspectives on breaking free from financial limitations.
Yeah, for sure.
And we're super excited to share his wisdom with you.
I think a good place to start is that
Okay.
Dr. Emmanuel, he really challenges the idea of luck. He uses this example of winning the lottery.
Okay.
Like you might think, wow, that person's so lucky.
Right.
But he kind of digs deeper,
Right.
And argues that even something that seems so random
Yeah.
is actually the result of certain principles at play.
So how does he connect the lottery to things like faith and persistence and patience?
Yeah, that's a great question.
Because I think a lot of people would say, hey, it's just random chance.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So what he argues is that those who win the lottery,
Okay.
they often exhibit a strong belief in their ability to win. They'll buy tickets consistently,
Okay.
demonstrating persistence,
Yeah.
and they'll wait patiently for their numbers to come up.
Yeah.
He's not saying that everyone who does those things is going to win the lottery.
Right.
But he's just highlighting that there's often more to success
Okay.
than just pure luck.
So it's more about shifting our mindset
Exactly.
from I'm waiting for luck to strike to more I'm creating opportunities and taking action.
Yes, exactly. That's a great way to put it. And that actually leads into his next point, which is about opportunity itself.
Okay.
And he uses these really vivid analogies to describe it.
Oh, cool.
He talks about ladders and steps
Okay.
and lifts and doors
Interesting.
as ways that opportunities show up.
So, like, walk me through one.
Okay, sure.
How can we visualize opportunity as a door, for instance?
Okay, so he says, imagine opportunity as a doorway, right?
Huh.
Sometimes that door is wide open,
Okay.
inviting you to walk right through.
Right.
But other times, it's just a tiny crack, and it requires you to kind of squeeze through. But the key is to recognize that both of those are still opportunities.
Right. Yeah.
He also talks about the importance of timing.
Okay.
He uses this analogy of catching a moving bus. You have to be prepared and ready to jump on
Right.
when the opportunity presents itself.
You snooze, you lose.
Exactly.
Right.
And I think that actually brings up a good point about being prepared,
Yeah.
which might tie back to his idea about knowledge being power.
Yeah. Tell me about that.
Okay, so he's a firm believer that knowledge, especially financial intelligence, is the fastest route to wealth.
Okay.
He even shares a personal story about overcoming financial struggles in just 3 years.
Wow.
After really dedicating himself to research and study.
So he became rich mentally before he became rich financially.
That's a good way to put it, yeah.
That's really inspiring.
Yeah.
It makes me wonder what steps can our listeners take to boost their own financial intelligence?
That's a great question.
Where should they even begin?
Yeah, and something we can definitely delve into further.
Okay.
But I think before we do that, it's important to address another concept that he introduces, which is the 5 levels of poverty.
Okay, break that down for me. Poverty as a spirit, a mindset, an attitude, a habit, and a lifestyle.
Okay, so what he's saying is that poverty isn't just a lack of money.
Okay.
It can be a spirit that weighs you down, a mindset that limits your beliefs,
Okay.
an attitude of scarcity, habits that keep you stuck,
Right.
and even a lifestyle that reinforces those patterns. So it's about recognizing that poverty can manifest on multiple levels.
Right.
It's not just about your bank account balance.
So how do we start to identify those poverty-attracting beliefs?
Yeah, I think that's a great question.
And then how do we shift those beliefs?
Yeah. So he makes this really powerful statement. He says, you have to become wealthy to attract wealth. And what he's talking about there is cultivating a wealthy mindset.
Oh, okay.
Developing the right habits and behaviors, embodying the spirit of abundance.
So it's about recognizing that your thoughts and your actions are creating your reality.
Absolutely.
It's such a powerful idea.
Yeah.
Now let's shift gears a little bit.
Okay.
Talk about relationships.
Okay. Right.
Dr. Emmanuel has some really strong opinions about the connection between romance and finance.
Right, yeah.
He even states that there's no romance without finance.
Yeah, I think he really emphasizes the importance of effective courtship,
Okay.
where couples can openly discuss their financial values and goals early on.
Okay.
So, building a foundation of financial compatibility
Right.
is just as crucial as that emotional connection.
So it's not just about love. It's about, being aligned on your financial values
Yes.
and your goals.
For sure.
Makes a lot of sense.
Uh-huh.
What about navigating tougher economic times?
Yeah.
Does he offer any advice on how to recession-proof your life?
Yeah, he uses this really interesting analogy.
Okay.
He says, reduce water, increase Gary. And he's basically saying there you either need to cut your spending, reduce water,
Okay.
or find ways to increase your income.
Increase Gary.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's a really, it's a simple concept, but it's a powerful reminder
Yeah.
that we have control
Okay.
over our financial situation, even in challenging times.
So even if the economy is struggling,
Right.
we can still take proactive steps
Yes,
to
exactly.
protect ourselves.
Yeah, and he even shares some inspiring real-world examples of people who've achieved financial success, even when faced with difficult economic conditions, particularly in Nigeria.
Okay.
And he emphasizes that the principles of success,
Yeah.
they're universal, but the way you apply them
Okay.
will vary based on the person, the context,
Right.
even the geographical location.
So understanding the principles and adapting them to your specific circumstances.
Exactly.
That's really empowering. So what can our listener take away from all this?
Yeah, that's a great.
What are the key insights that will help them on their own financial journey?
Yeah, for sure. Well, I think one of the biggest takeaways is that luck is a myth, right? Success is about understanding and applying the principles of wealth creation.
Okay.
What we talked about with the lottery, those principles of persistence, patience.
So ditch those get-rich-quick schemes.
Exactly.
And focus on building that solid foundation.
Yes. And speaking of foundations,
Okay.
remember how Dr. Emmanuel talked about opportunity being like a doorway?
Yeah.
Sometimes it's wide open.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just a tiny crack you got to squeeze through.
Right.
We need to be prepared to seize those opportunities when they arise.
And being prepared also means having the right knowledge.
Oh, for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm thinking back to his point about financial intelligence being the fastest route to wealth.
Yes. He's a huge advocate for continuous learning, always expanding your knowledge base.
So what are some practical things that people can do?
Yeah.
Should they be reading books, taking courses, listening to podcasts like this one?
All of the above. The key is to be proactive and to keep learning. Right?
Okay.
It's not just about absorbing the information.
Yeah.
It's about applying that knowledge,
Yeah.
turning it into action,
Okay.
and making smart financial moves.
Action is key.
Yes.
Now I want to circle back to something that really struck me. Those 5 levels of poverty.
Okay.
It's such a powerful framework for understanding how poverty can show up in our lives, beyond just a lack of money.
Right. It's about recognizing that poverty can be a spirit, a mindset, an attitude, a habit, even a lifestyle.
It's about those underlying beliefs. Yeah.
Those negative thoughts and those actions that keep us trapped in a cycle of lack.
For sure.
And Dr. Emmanuel, he really challenges us to look at our own mindsets.
Yes.
And to identify any of those poverty-attracting beliefs we might be holding on to.
Yeah, I think he wants us to take a deep, honest look at our relationship with money,
Okay.
Are we approaching it from a place of scarcity or abundance? Do we believe that we are worthy of wealth?
Yeah.
Are our habits aligned with our financial goals?
Those are some tough questions.
They are, but they're important.
Very important. And I remember that powerful statement that he made. You have to become wealthy to attract wealth.
Yes.
So good.
That's about embodying that wealth consciousness.
Right.
Developing a wealthy mindset. Aligning your actions and your beliefs with those principles of abundance.
So if we want to attract wealth,
yeah,
we need to start by cultivating a wealthy mindset.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And I think that brings us back to,
the importance of knowledge and continuous learning.
Yeah.
Right. The more we understand about money, the the more confident we feel.
Okay.
The more empowered we feel
Right.
in managing our finances, making those wise decisions.
Knowledge is power. Mindset matters.
For sure.
What else does Dr. Emanuel highlight as being essential for financial success?
Well, he's a big believer in taking practical steps.
Okay.
He encourages people to look at their lives
Yeah.
and think about where they can reduce expenditures or increase income.
Right. Using that analogy, reduce water, increase Gary.
Exactly.
So cut back on unnecessary spending.
Uh-huh.
Find creative ways to boost your income.
Yes.
I mean, that sounds simple, but I imagine it takes a lot of discipline and effort.
It does. But he emphasizes that these actions, as simple as they seem,
Okay.
are essential for building financial stability and resilience.
Right.
He also stresses the importance of, leveraging those existing resources, building a strong network, seeking out mentors.
So it's not just about doing it all on your own.
No.
There's power in community and collaboration.
Absolutely. I think he believes that collaboration and the right kind of support can significantly accelerate your journey toward financial freedom.
Now, I want to touch on his views on betting and gambling.
Okay.
It seems like he's pretty strongly against that.
He is.
As a path to wealth creation.
Yes, he's very clear about that.
Okay.
He argues that the odds are always stacked against the individual, and that those who run betting platforms are ultimately the ones who profit.
Right.
He really encourages people to focus on building long-term, sustainable wealth through knowledge, financial intelligence, and smart decision-making.
So avoid the get-rich-quick mentality.
Yes.
Focus on the long game.
Exactly. And if you are considering venturing into those areas, he really emphasizes the importance of research and understanding how those systems work before diving in.
Proceed with caution. Do your homework.
Exactly.
Don't gamble away your future.
Yes.
Solid advice.
Yeah.
Now, I know Dr. Manuel often talks about the challenges of poverty.
Yes.
Particularly in Nigeria. Does he address those societal factors at all in this interview?
He does. He acknowledges the very real struggles that people face, especially in a struggling economy.
Right.
But he emphasizes that individual agency and the right knowledge can help people navigate those difficulties.
So even amidst those systemic challenges, individuals still have the power to shape their own destinies.
That's his core message, yes. He stresses the importance of a resilient mindset, adaptability, willingness to learn and apply those new strategies.
And he also highlights the power of community.
Oh, for sure.
And support systems.
Yes.
Right, saying that people don't have to face these challenges alone.
Yeah, I think he really wants people to seek out mentors, connect with like-minded individuals, build a network of support that can help them on their journey.
He wants people to recognize that they're not alone in this.
Right.
That there are people who have walked this path before who can offer guidance and support.
Yes, and I love how his message kind of weaves together, personal responsibility with that importance of community.
Yeah, it's such a powerful combination.
It is.
I want to go back to his emphasis on knowledge being the fastest route to wealth.
Okay.
It seems like that's such a recurring theme.
It is. He's incredibly passionate about the transformative power of knowledge, particularly when it comes to financial literacy. Right. He believes that the more you know, the better equipped you are to spot those opportunities, make wise investments, and build lasting wealth.
And he uses his own personal story as an example.
He does, yeah.
Right.
He shares his experience of transforming his own financial situation. Within a few years, really highlighting that transformation was primarily driven by knowledge and understanding.
That's a powerful testament to the idea that investing in your knowledge is one of the best investments you can make.
It is, for sure.
What are some practical steps that he suggests for building financial intelligence?
He encourages people to start by identifying their financial goals. Right. What is it that they want to achieve? Where do they see themselves financially in the future? Once they have that clear vision, they can start developing a plan.
So start with the why and then figure out the how.
Exactly. And then it's about taking those practical steps. The things we talked about earlier, reducing expenditures, increasing income,
Yeah.
leveraging resources,
Okay.
building a strong network.
So it's a holistic approach.
It is.
Combining those mindset shifts with practical action.
Yes, absolutely.
Now, what about his views on relationships and finances?
Okay.
We touched on financial compatibility.
Yeah.
But does he go into any more detail about how couples can really navigate that aspect of their relationship?
He does. He's a firm believer in open communication
Okay.
and shared financial goals. He encourages couples to have regular money dates
Right. Interesting.
where they sit down,
Yeah.
they discuss their financial situation,
Right.
they track their progress,
Uh-huh.
they make adjustments as needed.
Yeah.
He also stresses the importance of being on the same page
Right.
when it comes to those major financial decisions.
Buying a home, investing for retirement.
Exactly.
So it's about teamwork
Yes.
and collaboration, working together as a financial unit.
Absolutely.
And he encourages couples to create a budget together.
Right.
Like having a plan that outlines their income, expenses, savings goals.
Yes. Having that shared financial roadmap
Right.
can really help couples stay aligned and avoid those potential conflicts
Makes sense.
down the road.
Now, what about his perspective on courtship?
Okay.
Does he offer any advice for those couples who are still in those early stages of a relationship?
He does. He stresses the importance of effective courtship, right? That period where couples can honestly assess their compatibility,
Okay.
including their financial values and aspirations. He encourages couples to have those open and honest conversations
Okay.
about finances,
Yeah.
ensuring that they're on the same page
Right.
before making that lifelong commitment.
So don't be afraid to talk about money
No.
early on.
It's better to address those issues up front
Right.
than to let them fester and become bigger problems later on.
Absolutely. And he also advises couples to seek premarital counseling.
Yes.
Right.
He thinks it's a valuable resource
Yeah.
for addressing those potential areas of conflict
Okay.
and developing a strong foundation for a successful marriage.
So get that professional guidance
Yes.
to help you navigate those potentially sensitive conversations.
Exactly. It's about being proactive
Okay.
and equipping yourselves with the tools
Yeah.
and the knowledge to build a solid financial partnership.
Now, he also talks about the importance of marrying someone within your financial size, so to speak.
He does, yeah.
What does he mean by that?
I think he's cautioning against pursuing relationships
Okay.
solely for financial gain.
Hmm.
He emphasizes the importance of genuine compatibility,
Right.
shared values.
Don't marry for money, marry for love.
Exactly.
Shared goals.
Yes, he encourages people to seek out partners
Okay.
who are aligned with their own financial aspirations
Mm-hmm.
and who contribute positively to the relationship,
Right.
both emotionally and financially.
Now, does he address gender roles
He does.
and finances at all?
Yes.
I'm curious about his perspective on that.
Yeah, and I think he really challenges those traditional notions.
Right.
That place, the sole responsibility of financial provision on men. He emphasizes that both partners
Yeah.
should contribute to the family's well-being.
So it's a partnership,
Yeah.
not a one-sided arrangement.
Exactly. He encourages women
Okay.
to embrace financial independence and to actively participate in financial decision-making within the relationship.
Financial empowerment is so important for everyone,
Yes.
regardless of gender.
I think he would agree.
Yeah.
He really advocates for a more balanced
Okay.
and equitable approach where both partners share that responsibility
Right.
for financial stability
Yeah.
and growth.
And he believes that that shared responsibility
Yeah.
fosters mutual respect, collaboration,
Yes.
and a stronger foundation for a successful
Yes.
and fulfilling partnership.
That's his perspective. And I think he believes that this approach not only benefits the family unit, but it also empowers women and contributes to a more equitable society.
I love how his message extends beyond personal finance.
Yeah.
And kind of touches on these broader societal issues.
It does.
It's about creating a world where everyone has the opportunity to thrive
Yes.
financially, regardless of background or gender.
Yeah. And it all goes back to that idea that, our circumstances don't define our future.
I love that. It's a message of hope and possibility.
Yeah.
So how does he encourage listeners to embrace that idea of transformation?
I think he's really big on that growth mindset.
Yeah.
constantly striving for improvement, never stop learning. He believes that we all have the potential for greatness.
Okay.
That financial success is within our reach. If we're willing to put in the work, develop the right mindset, and apply those principles in a way that works for us.
He makes it clear that it's not a one-size-fits-all formula.
Right.
It's about taking those principles and adapting them
Yes.
to your own unique situation.
Yeah, be creative, be resourceful, be persistent. The journey to financial freedom, it's rarely easy,
Right.
but it's so rewarding.
Okay, so before we wrap up today,
Okay.
let's recap some of those key insights from our deep dive into Dr. Emmanuel's wisdom.
Yeah, sounds good.
What are those big takeaways that will empower our listener to take action?
Well, first of all, ditch that idea of luck,
Yeah.
right? Success is about understanding and applying the principles that govern wealth creation.
So no more waiting for that lucky break.
No.
It's time to create our own opportunities.
Exactly. And remember, those opportunities come in all different forms.
Right, yeah,
Sometimes it's a wide open door. Sometimes it's that tiny crack you got to squeeze through.
And we need to be prepared to seize those opportunities, which
Yeah.
means investing in our knowledge,
Yeah.
especially that financial intelligence.
He calls it the fastest route to wealth. And he really believes in continuous learning. Read books, take courses, listen to podcasts.
Yeah.
Never stop expanding your knowledge base.
It's not just about learning. It's about applying that knowledge, making smart financial moves, taking action.
Absolutely, taking action.
And remember that powerful concept of those 5 levels of poverty,
Oh, yes.
right? Poverty is not just a lack of money.
It's a spirit, it's a mindset, it's an attitude.
It's a habit, a lifestyle.
Yes. And I think we need to challenge those beliefs.
Right, and start cultivating a mindset of abundance.
Exactly. Embody that wealth consciousness. You have to become wealthy to attract wealth.
Powerful. And what about relationships? He's such a big advocate for financial compatibility.
He is, yes. Open communication, shared goals, that willingness to work together as a team.
And don't forget his practical advice for navigating those tough economic times.
Reduce water, increase cooking.
Cut your spending or find ways to increase your income.
It's simple, but so effective.
Wow, what a journey. This deep dive has been packed with so many insights.
It has.
Dr. Emmanuel's perspective is truly unique.
It is.
It blends that practical advice with that spiritual wisdom.
Yeah.
A deep understanding of human behavior.
And here's a final thought-provoking question for you.
Okay.
Inspired by Dr. Emmanuel's emphasis on support systems, who in your life can help you on your journey to financial freedom?
That's such a good point. Building a strong network is so crucial for success in any area of life.
It is.
And that includes our financial journeys.
Absolutely.
Well, that's a wrap on our deep dive into Dr. Emmanuel's wisdom. We hope you found it as insightful and inspiring as we did. We'll include links to his books and YouTube channel in the show notes so you can continue exploring his work. Until next time.